I made this dress, and I do not care if you can tell. And today's video is sponsored by Pair Eyewear, but more on them in a little bit. Recently on Ye Olde Internet, I've seen some discussion around handmade clothes and how you can tell, along with examples as to how you can tell if someone handmade their piece of clothing or not. Now, no shade to any of these creators with these, because let's face it, that's a decent title for a video. But let's be real for a minute. I made this dress, and I do not care if you can tell that I made it. Period, full stop. Because at the end of the day, handmade clothes are something to be proud of, not to be ashamed of. So here's a small but not exhaustive list of reasons why I think it is perfectly fine if someone can tell that you handmade that piece of clothing, or if you can tell that I made mine. Number one, making your own clothes means that you can make whatever you want. The only limitation is your imagination. This to me is sort of the key and most integral reason as to why I truly do not care if you can tell that I handmade my clothes. I love to make clothes. Okay, let's be real. Do I fully enjoy all the nitty-gritty of sewing? Not all the time. But I do love the finished garments. I wear this particular dress more than I would care to actually admit. And honestly, it's like a smidge too small still in the arms, but I haven't fixed it because I love it so much and I'm perfectly happy with it. It's fine just the way it is. And so my imagination and, well, my friend Jen's here, who actually sent me all this stuff to make this with, we are only limited to the imagination that we can put into a garment. I understand objectively that this is not the most imaginative garment, but this dress makes me so freaking proud and happy every time I wear it, because I know that I did my best to size up the sleeves and to size up the bodice. And yeah, okay, I sort of ran out of material here for the collar, but it doesn't matter because I made this garment. And when you can make whatever you want, don't you need glasses that can change up with your mood? That's where today's sponsor, Pair Eyewear, comes in clutch. I chose to go with the Harper in Blue Tortoise for my brand new frames, which I believe are quite snazzy. And what I love about them is they give my face just a little bit of a shape change from my old glasses. But I couldn't go away from the blue because, well, blue glasses are kind of my thing at this point. However, if I'm not in the mood for a blue glass effect, what if I want confetti? That way it's more bright and bubbly to go with my mood. Or maybe I'm getting ready for Halloween vibes, and that's where the striped pair comes in handy. But if you're just going for your average hot girl, hey, I live in Florida and it's way too bloody bright outside walk, like I should every day, that's where the rainbow gradient sun tops come in. Look at me go, it's my very first pair of sunglasses living in Florida. Is that too long? Yes, it is, but objectively, here we are. One of the main things I truly love about this brand is that they truly are affordable. My old frames, which you all have seen on this channel many, many times, these bad boys right here, 8 years ago, because yes, they are that old, cost me $250 just for the frames. So, needless to say, with my Harper pair starting at $60, but mind blown, like, that's spectacular. And really the best part is that they are lovely, comfortable, they're long enough for me. I really like the blue and black, honestly, but it is great to have the option to toss on a set of toppers. And I'm not gonna lie, the confetti are kind of my favorite because they're like bright and bubbly and just all around lovely. Now, did they also come out with a set of Star Wars toppers that I'm absolutely going to be adding to my pile? Yes, they did. And if you're in the market for a new pair of glasses, make sure you click the link down in my description and use the code StephanieC15 for 15% off of your very first pair. And now that we're all set to be able to wear whatever we feel like, let's get back to the list. Number 2, making your own clothes means that you are trying something maybe you haven't done before. Because when you are sewing and when you are challenging yourself, I always find there's some new task or new skill or new thing that I can try with each garment to make my sewing just a little bit better. And because I am challenging myself and pushing myself just a little bit more with each garment, see the hour-long dress challenge that I did, I didn't know that I could actually make a pattern and sew from it. Like, these are things that I was not aware of yet, and because I tried it and because I challenged myself, that's all that matters. Can you tell that that dress is handmade? Absolutely. Oh yeah, you can. Also, to all of you dear people that were like, but are we going to ignore the gaping pockets? Yeah, we are, because it had pockets, and I don't care if they gap or gape, whichever one. But because you are sewing and because you are hand making these pieces, you are trying something new, and that is never something to be ashamed of. Number 3, when you make your own clothes, you can push yourself as far as you want. To go along with all these additional new steps, now I'm gonna make this, now I'm gonna do this, you also can, I don't know, completely challenge yourself. You can push yourself as far as you are willing to go. So if you keep going and you keep pushing, who knows what you're capable of? And if people sit here and tell you that handmade, it should be, you know, look like this or do this, or it should always be like this, no, it shouldn't. Because just like people, clothes are all different. If you love top stitching, plus it helps keep everything the way that you want it to be, great. I hope you top stitch every seam that you ever want to. I still top stitch just along the top of my waistbands here, because I know that I love a big full gathered skirt, and I know that that seam probably needs just a little bit of help as far as holding up the amount of fabric that I've given it. So keep going, keep pushing yourself, because that is the fun of the handmade garments. You are only limited by your creativity. Number 4, thrifting. Did you know that when you thrift, you're actually lessening your carbon footprint? Not only does thrifting allow you to find fabric like this cute little blue rose without having to have it shipped from far away, it also just lessens the carbon footprint overall because people donate locally and it stays mostly locally. You're also then saving this piece from the landfill in case it doesn't get sold. Number 5, this one is simple. When you hand make all of your clothes, you can put pockets in everything. That's right, pockets and sedition, friend. If you don't need any other reason to hand make all of your garments, pockets and sedition. Number 6, let's be real. How would you feel if you're walking down the street and someone goes, gee, I love your outfit? How proud do you get to be when you tell them, thanks, I made it? And of course, if you're me, the next sentence is, and it has pockets, but that, you know, do what you will. That feeling right there, walking down the street, that is something that never gets old for me. Anytime, when I go to Disney Springs, when I go anywhere, especially in this dress, just because of the greens and the color and the pop and the fit, I get so many compliments on it, and it makes me feel so good. It also makes all the tears and stress and struggle of making this dress feel like it actually had a moment of actually meaning something and being worthwhile. Because man, I am not the easiest of people when it comes to sewing. Like, it does not come super easy to me. I do put my head down and get it done, also because there's a video that has to be done about it, so I do eventually get it done. But there is something about that feeling, that pride, that can't be matched, really. Number 7, it means that all that gorgeous fabric and patterns that you've been saving and stashing for later now gets to be used. Because you're going to make it. You get to do the thing. You're the one that's going to take that fabric that's been sitting there for me, you know, sometimes up to 50, 60, 70, 80 years. And now it finally gets to see its full potential. It's going to be a garment. It's going to be worn. It's going to be seen. Not just sitting in a stash. You get to do that. You get to make that happen because you handmade that item. And I don't want, if there's nothing else that you take away from this video, I want you to know that whatever you make with your own 2 hands, 1 hand, a foot, and some help, I am proud of you because you took the time to learn a new skill, to do the hard things, potentially to be a chaos gremlin while you're at it. But you did the work, and that's something that you should be proud of. And if that person that is sitting there telling you that they can tell your garment is handmade, you tell them that if they can see that pleat that's on the back side of your collar, they're standing too close to you and they should probably back up unless they feel like buying you a drink. Because there is nothing anyone can tell you that can make you less awesome for making the thing. You made it. You did it. And that is something that you should shout from every hilltop a la Maria from Sound of Music. And just remember that the only way that we are going to get this to collectively change as a whole, as a unit, is to collectively be so loud and so proud about what we have made, how we have made it, and the fact that we finished the garment. Because I don't care if you got 90% of that garment done with sewing and the last 10% was hot glue and prayers. It doesn't matter. Does it matter for the longevity of it? Yeah, maybe a little. But you're still wearing it. As long as you are proud of it and you are loud about how proud you are of your handmade garment, I don't care how you finish things. I'm just proud that you made it. And that's the only way as a collective, as a sewing collective, that we are going to stop this objective handmade is bad type of mentality. So don't let anyone ever tell you that what you are doing or what you are making is less than or is not good enough to be on your body and to be proud that it is finished. Because at the end of the day, their opinions don't matter. Yours do. And I want to thank Pear Eyewear for sponsoring this video. If you do enjoy the glasses and the toppers that you have seen today, please make sure that you are using my code StephanieC15 for 15% off of your very first pair. And thank you, Pear Eyewear, for sponsoring this video. If you did enjoy this video, I do think you might like this video where I talk about how I handle things when I go shopping for plus size vintage, and YouTube and its infinite algorithm thinks you'll like that one right there. Until next time, friends, go sew in chaos and then show it off and be proud. Bye. I forgot what number I'm on. What if I want confetti?